Hey guys, yeah, we can really start to feel those feeder bands here in downtown Orlando. You can see just around me, you can hear even the howling of the wind. We're just getting a gust right now. Stand by. We've got some rain coming in. This is a short while ago. We also heard some thunder. This is all part of the process of Ian moving closer to Orlando.
Central Florida bracing for Hurricane Ian. The monster storm still on track to move across Florida's central region late Wednesday into Thursday as a Category 1 hurricane, with Orlando, its flagship city and tourist hub, possibly feeling major impacts.
Yes, we're visiting right now in Florida.
But Ian, not enough to keep these tourists away. The family drove from North Carolina, arriving Wednesday morning, just ahead of the storm.
Why did you come to Florida knowing that there's a hurricane barreling down on us?
Well, we wanted to see, hopefully it works out. We had bought our tickets for Disney.
But seeing Mickey Mouse will have to wait. In a rare move, the happiest place on earth has shut down all of its parks, at least through Thursday. As concerns remain high, Ian could bring historic flooding to the area, with rainfall possibly reaching up to 2 feet in some parts.
I'm from Phoenix, so this is all, wild to me.
Some residents can't help but be concerned, even Florida natives.
You have to be concerned, right? I expect probably the power to go out a little bit, some nice debris, hurricane debris, but nothing too crazy. I don't think it's too crazy over here.
They're very worried right now.
But Jeff Norwood's mind less on himself, more on his sister, who lives in Fort Myers.
They're getting it hard. There's going to be a lot of people with a lot of loss, and it's sad to think of. But Mother Nature, nothing you can do. Just hold on and wish for the best.
And you can see just a couple branches down here at Ayola Park in downtown Orlando. And I want to show you this couple. Actually, you guys just went down to take a selfie.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So you got your selfie and you've got your helmets on, but
Aku is serving tiki drinks right now.
Oh, geez. Okay. All right. So yeah, clearly here in Orlando things are starting to pick up, but people are still kind of keeping some humor about it. But obviously this is going to get a lot more serious this evening as conditions here in Orlando continue to deteriorate overnight. As you can see out here, things are starting to, worsen a bit. Not that bad right now. Here in Central Florida, this is an overnight into tomorrow type of storm. We've actually met two families this evening who came from the Tampa Bay area up to Orlando thinking they were going to seek refuge, and certainly they're going to get a weaker storm up here, but they are certainly not getting away from all the effects of it. Take a look. We're giving you a little bit of a different vantage point. We actually decided to get up on the balcony of one of the hotel rooms here. You can see this is the cityscape of Orlando, really fainted by the rain. You can see the rain is coming down, some of the trees, this palm tree right in front of this balcony. I mean, we have been watching this thing sway back and forth, back and forth. It almost looks like sort of like a rubber tree at times, like it's going to fall at any point. Now it's underwater, a good portion of it. Now, I will say, as we were starting to make our way over here, the streets within more sort of inland away from the lake are doing okay. However, there are, oh, there we go. Did you see that? Wow. All right, well, that hit us. Yeah, that's what happens when they drive through, and he's driving kind of fast. And of course, we know that we're not supposed to do this, right? I mean, you're not supposed to drive through, a couple feet of water. Yeah, so we've seen that probably too much this morning as well. Check out historic Lake Eola Park in downtown Orlando. You can see it is completely covered. The streets are covered in water. You can't even see a distinction between the lake, which is literally across the street from where I am, to this road. This is an historic part of the city. If you come down to downtown Orlando, you come to Lake Eola Park. It's just a very family-friendly area. There's an amphitheater here. There's a lot of family events, a lot of concerts. But today, it is basically part of the entire area is sort of underwater here. You can see the hydrants. I mean, we're looking at least about 2 feet of water in this area. Hydrants are covered, benches are covered. The lake's famous swans and ducks here have even confused the streets for the lake. Residents estimate the lake is about 10 feet above its typical height.
The scene in this historic district today, they say, marking another piece of history here.
We went to bed and everything was fine. We woke up, I walked out and I said, the lake has swallowed the road. We've been here 50 years. This lake has never flooded since I've been here.
I've never seen the water this high.
You've never seen it. This is Lake Eola.
This is Lake Eola plus.
We've seen a number of trucks drive through the water. Other trucks, including fire rescue trucks, have stopped at the edge, turned around. Oh my God. Oh my God. What are people doing? Cars, though typically not as daring, although I will say earlier today we did see a car get stuck. The guy tried to make it through the water and it just didn't cut it. A number of guys came up and tried to help him, and they ultimately were able to move the car out of the water. That Mercedes over there, though, doesn't look like it made it. It's been sitting there all morning since we've been here. What we are witnessing in downtown Orlando is just another part of Ian's story unfolding across the state, including Central Florida.
I want to go back to Central Florida, and right outside of Orlando. Our Katie LeGrone is there. Real-time rescues happening in a neighborhood there. Unbelievable, and as Katie was saying earlier.
Did we just... Hey, guys. Can you hear me? Go ahead. Yeah. Hey, sorry. Yeah, what you're watching right now is one of 3 people that we've seen. This is the first group of people who have been rescued from the waters here in Orla Vista. That woman, she didn't have... Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. This is a little messy. It's all happening as we speak. That woman just said she's so happy. She couldn't even really describe the conditions that she was in her home. She said there was water everywhere. We also saw a mother and her son and their dog get off the boat, and the son described the water just coming in through the bathroom, and they've been waiting in their homes for Orange County Fire Rescue. And of course, Orange County Fire Rescue has just done an unbelievable job out here. They have been out here since 4:30 this morning rescuing people in this western part of Orlando known as Orla Vista, rescuing people from their homes, people who decided to ride out the storm Ian here in Central Florida in Orlando at their homes and are now paying the price for it. They are being rescued, fortunately, on these boats. Here's a woman.
All right, now we are looking at a live view of
as she's coming to safe ground here, and I know she's very thankful for it.
Katie, can you imagine?
One of the women who got off earlier. Yeah.
I was going to say, can you imagine they lost power, and here are some of these elderly folks, just in the dark and water, rising and rushing into their homes, and finally, being rescued here. They have to be so relieved right now.
Yeah, one of the women who got off the other boat, reporters, of course, are all congregated here, and we just simply said, how are you feeling? And she literally broke down in tears, and at one point she said, I just can't talk right now. And here's another boat right behind this one, carrying a gentleman here. Look at all the stuff. I mean, these are people who, in some cases, are obviously coming off the boat with, here, we've got 2 backpacks that this woman has. I can't help but notice this gentleman here. Look at all the stuff on the boat. I mean, these are, you presume, are basically the only things he could save in his house.
And Katie, for the viewers who are just joining us, you were saying earlier they've done hundreds of these rescues at this point.
Exactly, right. We know that there are hundreds of people that have already been rescued from this neighborhood, men, women, and children who needed the help, and this is basically the second part of that operation, guys. And if you guys can just bear with me.
We're so sorry for what you've been through. Cannot imagine emotionally what it's been like. How long were you there waiting for help?
Well, I got to tell you, these guys came very quickly. I got to catch up with my cats.
Okay.
They're here someplace.
They got your cats too, right?
Yep, they do.
And they're okay?
So far, so good, yeah.
And is this?
But they're freaking without me right now.
What's your name doing, man? What's your name?
All right, guys, I'm going to let her. Obviously, this is an emotional time for her, and I don't want to.
Excuse me.
Yeah, we just want to be very respectful. That's first and foremost for us. But yeah, this is what we're seeing in Central Florida right now.
Yesterday around 10 o'clock, the pumps for the water shut off, and then the water level started coming up. We had power up until about 6 o'clock this morning, which was surprising to us. It's like, please stay on, because every other time, right as the storm hit, we'd lose power. Got up, went to see if I could get out. Water was already about 2 foot down at our emergency exit for the trailer park.
Katie, I understand you're out in that neighborhood and you're on a boat right now. Is that true?
That's right, Jameson. We're actually on one of the rescue boats that we've been watching all afternoon. We're here with Jason Oft from Orange County Fire Rescue and his crew member. I got to ask you guys, I mean, we're just taking a look. This is the first time that we're actually on the water through this neighborhood where you guys have been working, rescuing people. What has it been like for you?
Well, we came out here about 5 o'clock this morning, and on the backside was the main area we had calls coming in, and we were out here till about 10:30 in the afternoon, or 10:30 this morning, and we pulled about 150 people out by boat and about 30 to 50 animals.
Wow. And Matt, if you want to even just show our viewers, I mean, look, this is the neighborhood, guys. This is on the west side of Orlando. Oh, wow. Look at the mailboxes. I mean, this is the first time we're seeing inside, just as you guys are seeing this. We've been obviously on the outskirts of this neighborhood, just watching these crews go in. As Jason said, they've been out here since about 5 o'clock this morning. We've seen, we know that, men, women, children have been pulled out. I know, Jason, how long have you been with the Orange County Fire Rescue Department? How long have you been doing this?
16 years.
Yeah, so have you ever seen this neighborhood this high?
No, we've worked this area. I've been in this area for about 13 years, and they had flooding in 2017 when it came through, but not as high as this was. We flooded the backside flooded, but it wasn't this high or make it that far out towards Overland Garden.
I'm still just shocked at that video that we just saw from Orlando, because we were talking about it, and I mean, Jameson had said that is known as a flood-prone area, and I don't know if Katie can actually hear us. Katie, I think we're seeing it right now, but we're sitting here and just wondering, is that an area that actually has had flood problems in the past, or did this just literally come out of left field with everything failing at the same time?
Yeah, it looks like they're doing a rescue right now.
Guys.
Oh, she's available to talk. Okay, Katie, go ahead.
Yeah, hey guys, right. As we were making our way back, there were people outside the house. And so there's Jeff and his crew member. They just jumped out of the boat and they grabbed them. So you're watching this happen. I'm actually holding on to my photographer so he doesn't fall back. But to answer your question, Dennis, this is an area that has been known to flood before. Oh, wow, here, you can see the National Guard is on site as well. It is adjacent to 3 retention ponds, guys. So it's a low-lying area, plus you've got the 3 retention ponds. And so that is basically, it all converges to create sort of this disaster area for fire rescue. Typically when there's a really bad hurricane. However, they have never seen water this high here. This is not normal. This is not typical. You're seeing, it looks like there's a man, there's a woman, there's a child, as we've talked about. The National Guard. We just saw them come in about an hour or so ago with their big trucks. All of this happening as we speak. And what was stunning, if you remember when I was talking to Jason, that look, I mean, not everybody wants to leave. Mm-hmm. And so these guys have been out here since 5 a.m. this morning, and they have visited homes where the person at the moment has said, nope, I'm good. and then they get the call that, nope, I need the help now. And so they have been back and forth out to this neighborhood, different sections of the neighborhood throughout the day. And one of the guys I spoke with earlier said, yeah, they think that they're going to be out here about for the next day and a half. People who originally didn't want to leave and then realized, you know what, we can't take this. The water's, not quite receding or going out as fast. And so here we have another family in what has been, I've heard 150, I've heard a couple hundred. I can tell you some of the guys, it's been happening so often here, guys, that it's hard to keep count. And that's what I'm hearing, is that, look, we just go. We're not really thinking about the numbers, we just go. And right now, even with us, this was sort of supposed to be a little bit of a media ride, right? This was supposed to be just me and the guys kind of touring this area on boat to see what they've been dealing with throughout the day. And as we were doing just our thing, our little sort of media clip, here's a family that walks out of the house saying, we need the help. And what do? They just jump in. I said to Jason, he had the mic on. And I said, wait, let me get the mic. He said, oh my God, yes, get the mic off. He was ready to jump in. That's what they do. That's what these guys do. Certified swimmers, divers, this is a special team that is ready, willing, and able, and they jump to it when they have to. And this is the scene in Orlando, and it's striking. I mean, it's stunning. I've never seen anything like it.
Katie,
I've never seen anything like it, and I know we're hearing that a lot.
Katie,
Yep,
it's Dennis.
go ahead.
I wanted to ask you a question. So what we're looking at right here, that has nothing to do with surge. And that's what I'm finding is absolutely unbelievable.
Right.
Because, normally when you see a storm surge come into an area, you will see pictures like this. I mean, I think a lot of folks look at this and they think Katrina.
There's somebody else.
Hey, Fern.
But have these men...
And look, Matt, if you want to pan around. Wait,
they're
hold on,
doing
guys.
another rescue right now,
Matt,
yeah.
turn around. See, so I don't know. Here's somebody else who has come out of the home. We don't know what the situation is. We don't know if this is somebody who's prepared to stay here or not. But here's the boat. We're making our way to this woman to see if she's ready to go. And it looks like she might be. It looks like she has. What does that look like? A ice chest?
Yeah.
And the question is she ready to go? We're just gonna watch this, guys. Yeah, she's got what looks like is an ice chest.
Need some help?
With probably the only belongings that she could carry with her.
You sure?
She says she's okay.
Where are you headed? Out? Okay. We can take you out the rest of the way if you need it. Are you good? Okay.
So Jason, she declined the help.
Yes.
And that's just happens, huh?
Yeah.
I guess they don't always want the help.
Yeah,
So
no.
this is somebody who's making their way out with some personal items you can see, and they don't want the help. They are declining the help. Jason just said, hey, we can give you a ride. And we were told no.
Katie, has Jason ever done rescues from storm surge? In other words, ones like Katrina, where the water comes in from the ocean or the Gulf? Because this is not storm surge. This is just fresh water. This is rainwater that just builds up. And I honestly can't say that I've ever seen anything like this. So I've seen it with a storm surge, but not with just flooding.
Yeah, I'm miking up Jason now. That's a great question. Our chief meteorologist, Dennis Phillips, Jason, is asking, have you guys ever done rescues where it's been the result of storm surge?
So back in 2017, they had an issue with the storm surge coming in off of the same kind of the deal, off of these retention ponds.
And how did that differ from what we're experiencing now?
Higher waters this time.
Higher waters.
Wow.
Higher waters, Dennis, than
it was in
what we're dealing with in this neighborhood. So this is a combination of retention ponds, low-lying area, and just a whole lot of rain, which has always been the issue. That has always been the main concern here in Central Florida with Ian, was this rainfall and flood. And it's obviously, they were expecting potentially historic conditions, and clearly That's what they're getting. We've seen it. We're obviously seeing it here. We've seen it in downtown Orlando. We were there earlier this morning where we saw some amazing flooding. This is actually, we're now starting to make our way out, and you can see the person that we saw walking just choosing to walk the way out. And the question is, why did they wait so long, right guys?